We live where the road ends, on the fringes, outside of what society deems acceptable, and in the clutches of the unknown. Our stories are about as contrasted as our perspectives, but this is what binds our tribe together. We embrace our divergence for the unique abilities it allows us to reveal, and seldom see eye to eye, but it's not really about that, is it? We surround ourselves with those who inspire us to be better versions of ourselves, those who hold our interest and accountability close and have our six no matter if they agree with our position or not. This is why we suffer confrontation, why we love despite our deficiencies, and this is the reason why no matter how much time passes or what bridges seem to be burnt, we will always be one team, united in our purpose and bound in our brotherhood. So last time on the Oregon Trail, we traveled through some awesome terrain, stumbled upon several historical markers, hit our first 2 water crossings in Wyoming, lost a team member in Jackson Hole, continued on our 4-man expedition, and found ourselves in the old mining ghost town of South Pass City. Every morning seemed to start the same. 4 slightly grumpy outdoorsmen rolling out of our tents, still smelling of yesterday's trail. I guess no matter how extraordinary our situation, the monotony of routine always seems to slither its way into daily life. And our immunity to its grasp was starting to show signs of wear, so we decided to stir things up a bit to try to avoid the clutches of tedium, and meet up with our good friend Josh Locker for a couple of days of exploring Wyoming's backcountry. So Devil's Gate was named Devil's Gate first by the Indians, and they had some mysterious big tusked animal that they were trying to kill and they couldn't kill. And as they shot their arrows into it and it went running through the area, it busted a hole in that canyon, and that's why they call it Devil's Gate. And then the white man version, sometime later, it was there was a campground here. There was plenty of grazing for the cattle, and apparently for one reason or another, there's a lot of murders there. And so white men call it Devil's Gate, Indian calls it Devil's Gate, so that's why we call it Devil's Gate. Night runs and drone shots. I'm not sure exactly what it is about history that fascinates me. Maybe it's I think of myself as a modern-day historian telling a story, or that I feel more connected if I understand how we got here, but that's what history is, I guess. Whether a cautionary tale of years past or something funny that happened yesterday, we're all fascinated with other people's lives. We're all trying to connect the dots to try to feel like we're part of something larger than ourselves. That's what we did. At least for a moment in time, we slowed the pace of life just enough to allow us a sliver of time where we can say we did something few have. And we did it. No matter how overwhelming it may have been at times, we can walk away from this experience humbled in the shadows of those that went before us, but proud we took the time to challenge ourselves to achieve something outside of regular life. Whatever the case may be, it was the memories that we walked away with that made the long, dusty days worth every moment. So I think once a year, a Mormon church comes out here and brings kids out here to pull hand carts like the original Mormon pioneers did coming west. And just so happens today is the day that they're doing that. And we got to hit it and see it, and they're coming right now, so we pulled the cars over to the side because we don't want to cause any more dust that's already there. And we're going to watch all the kids come by on the Mormon Trail with their little hand carts. The Mormon group just passed, and I'm glad I was born in the time I was born in, because I would have been one of those pioneers. I know it, just because here I am doing this now with modern day conveniences, so you know I'd be there, and it would not be a fun trek. They were doing 15 miles along the trail, and we caught them at mile 10. They all seemed to be in pretty good spirits, but it still looked like hard work. So, although we don't have air conditioning, I definitely am glad we're not doing it under our own power. So, crazy. Some days were filled with long, dusty trail, others with exploring remote mountain landscapes, but today was packed with Oregon Trail history. We wanted to hit all the major landmarks, and Independence Rock was one of the big ones. Aptly named for its July 4th deadline the pioneers had to make in order to beat the winter to Oregon, it was literally the deciding factor between life and death. So as the rest of us hung back to avoid Wyoming's late afternoon heat, Kobe wet himself down, took one for the team, and headed up to the top for an accelerated lesson in history.
We're at Independence Rock. So, this is the original Oregon Trail. There is the landmark. And we are approaching Independence Rock. And we're going up. This tablet presented and placed by Henry D. in honor of the Mormon pioneers. Up we go. We're gonna give this a shot. Not too gnarly. Here it is. Independence Rock, my friends. It was a bad idea getting my shirt wet. I got bugs all over me. Just trying to suck the moisture out. This flagpole erected by BPO Elks, Rawlings, Wyoming. It was dedicated by General E.C. Warner, May 30th, 1940. If you look on the rock, there's people's names carved throughout the entire thing. Woo! I'm getting bombarded by these bugs. Woo! These bugs are driving me wild. Jump.
After 18 days on the trail, we appreciate every moment we spend with anyone other than each other. And although we had a couple of good days filled with candid conversations, exploring Wyoming's trails and more history than a day in school, as they say, parting is such sweet sorrow, and it was time to see our good friend off and continue on toward the next state on our journey, Nebraska. The unpredictability of the trail is what sustains the excitement and suspense of a journey like this. It's not just the trail itself, but the expedition in its entirety. Where one may see risk and irresponsibility, we see adventure and passion. That's why we're here, because normal life was too boring and we weren't about to waste our time and youth on what others believed to be important. We worked hard, planned even harder, and together we pulled our knowledge and resources and made it happen. But it wasn't without its own set of roadblocks. So occasionally we come into these situations where we come in, no trespassing signs or anything, and we hit a locked gate that basically traps us in here. So we're gonna have to backtrack and see if we can find another way out to where we need to go. Stay tuned, we'll figure it out.
Today's been kind of like our day of reroutes. We've hit a lot of lock gates and private land and keep out signs. I think more so than we have on the trip, as far as just consistent reroutes throughout the day. So that's just kind of how it goes on the trail. We're gonna try to find another road that heads east without having to kind of backtrack too much. But life is good. OTO out.
gates and rerouting. This is the third lock gate that we ran into on private property. We're trying to catch our route, but it just doesn't seem possible right now. So we're gonna go down to the bottom of the hill and see if we can find another way out of here. How's it going?
Ask where you going?
We're trying to find our way around. We keep hitting private property.
Go all the way back to the interstate.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
We have to go all the way back to the interstate for 1,000 feet of reroute. That's weird. So I'm driving down the freeway and all of a sudden RPMs will just drop and it's almost like, I don't know, I lost fuel or something, because it goes from 3 grand all the way down to 1 and then catches back up again, and it almost like just cuts out. And I'm not sure if it's bad gas or something else going on, but I hate it when these things happen.
If there's feeder wires and a connector, see if you can wiggle them.
Does this have a computer? Yeah. Okay.
Cope, can you grab me a paper towel? Thanks, sir.
So there's not really any sputter. You're just driving around and all of a sudden it'll go boom, and you'll feel the loss of power and you'll see the RPMs drop and they'll pop back up and it's fine. And then a little bit later it'll do it. I've had it do it a couple of times, burp, burp. But it's a real quick drop and then right back up.
I had this happen to me once, exactly the same. And it was the grounding strap that went from the engine to the firewall. So basically you're losing your voltage, or you're losing your ground or something.
The coil wires.
That's broke.
That clip.
That clip's broken. That could be us right there.
Okay.
Let's just go get new spark plug wires.
Because that would kill the whole motor right there. One of these coming down would be but you know what I mean?
Well, should we just see if the Toyota right here has
It's coil wire.
spark plug wires? I can call them.
Yeah, let's call and ask, I guess.
We searched through our extra parts, replaced the wire we had assumed was the issue, and at least for now headed back down the road to set up camp for the evening. Frustration was going to be part of this journey, we knew that, but the reality of reroutes and issues both physical and with the vehicles, it was just a little more raw than we had anticipated.
So today, oh today.
The days get, I think, harder and harder to keep a positive attitude as we go along, because we're dirtier and dustier.
We got rerouted a lot today though, so that's been kind of a rough day as far as I don't know, keeping the morale up.
Today's probably all around just been one of the more frustrating days. I don't know if you can tell in my eye. If you see me keep shutting it, it's because there's something going on with it. We started out in Casper, and we ended up back in Casper.
You know, we've been around each other for so long now, so it's it's interesting to see the dynamic and how everybody kind of has their ups and downs.
Unfortunately, I wasn't fully able to enjoy today like I normally do.
Because every time we thought we had a route through, we got a locked gate or private property or both.
We all just try to kind of be patient with each other and understand that we're all living in real close quarters right now, and it won't be like this forever.
Just been a very challenging day.
Looking back, it was nothing short of a small miracle we made this journey happen, and maybe even more incredible that we completed the trip. But in some small way, the routine of setting up camp seemed to calm the tensions and put us back in sync with each other.
We won't know until
We were learning every day what it took to spend so much time on the open road, and it was harder but more rewarding than we'd imagined. We took a deep breath, looked at our surroundings, and gained the perspective we needed to appreciate the process of making our dreams a reality.
I've been sleeping trying to find the line, trying to take what's broken wrong and make it right.
Yeah, man, crop dust. The wind's blowing your way. Yeah, right. There's a lot of fire.
Kobe, I just see this like cloud coming out of your underwear. You're spraying that stuff.
I got jock itch about a week and a half ago. This is my remedy. Can't lie, Nickelback, you guys are awesome.
Ever since then, you can't get enough.
I can't get enough of that heavy metal like Nickelback and Creed.
It's very heavy.
That's a Worthy. It's an IPA.
Nice. Thanks, Worthy.
Cheers to Worthy.
That was so obviously not a Worthy.